Welcome back for another top-notch video. This week, guys, we're going to be discussing the AMX, or American Express Platinum card. This card is another card that is in my wallet every day. Great card to use. We're going to go through each of the benefits and kind of break it down. Before we get started, there's 3 ways you can help my channel. 1 is you can like and subscribe to this channel. 2 is you can join our Amazon gift card giveaway, which is basically all you gotta do is write a comment below and we'll give away a $25 Amazon gift card. And the 3rd way you can help us out is if you guys go ahead and use the referral link down below for this wonderful wonderful Platinum card if you decide to get it. I'll put that in the description below. First things first, this AMX Platinum card is a metal card. It's one of the heavier cards out there. Pretty thick, not easy to bend, kind of shiny. Right now, the current offer for this card is 75,000 membership reward points if you spend a total of $5,000 in the first 3 months. The annual fee for this card is a whopping $550 a year, so please keep that in mind when getting this card. It is one of the highest fee cards out there, so just keep that in mind. Some of the benefits include a $200 airline fee, so you can use this for incidentals on the card. Some of the airlines that you have to pick, you have to pick an airline with this card, so usually pick in January. Of the included airlines, you can do Alaska Air, American Air, Delta Airlines, Frontier Airlines, Hawaiian, JetBlue, Spirit, Southwest, and United. You can change your airline once a year, and that is in January. One of the largest benefits I see with this card is for every air purchase you get, you'll get 5 times the points. So for every dollar spent, you'll get times 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this card. So I use this card for all my airline purchases for the most part. Very, very, very good for those airline purchases. And you will receive 1 point for everything else. So not an everyday card that I'd like to use for all my purchases, but definitely my airfare card for sure. This card even beats out the Delta Delta Reserve card that they have from AMX. So very, very good for airfare. Another category that you'll receive 5 times the points for are prepaid hotels booked on the AMX website, but they're kind of pricey in my opinion. It's better to probably have a hotel card, so I don't use it for that. But American Express Platinum has access to a number of lounges. Some of these lounges include the Airspace Lounge, the International Lounges, Escape Lounges, and Delta Airline Lounges. Some people take the Delta Reserve card to the airline lounges for Delta, but you have to have this card as well as be flying that day in order to use it for access to the lounge for Delta. And you have to be flying on a Delta carrier. Keep that in mind. Unless you have this card and you're flying on Delta, you will not be able to use the lounge. So let's say I'm flying American with this card, would be a no-go, would not work. Another benefit that American Express says that they have is preferred seating. I've never actually used this benefit, but apparently you call and you can get availability on performances based on sales prices, and there's like reserved seats, but I've never really seen that before. I've seen it once or twice in New York City where there's a couple credit card seats available, but they're usually very pricey and I've never used it. Another benefit is they have the invitation only for AMX. The American Express Platinum card has car rental privileges. Now, the interesting thing with the car rental privileges is it has a number of Platinum programs that you can go with, so such as Hertz or National. You can actually receive some of their membership. You can become a member and get in their gold status, or their kind of skip the line for their services, which is pretty decent, I think, in my opinion. While we're on the subject of rental cars, one of the things is if you decide to use a rental car, you can decline the coverage from the company and use this as your primary insurance card. But keep in mind, it is secondary coverage. They don't allow off-road trucks, and it's up to $75,000. And it's secondary, so there are cards that offer primary. If you wonder the difference between secondary and primary, secondary means they're going to go through your insurance first and then go to the credit card's insurance. AMX Platinum has a decent concierge service. I think it's better than the reserve service. They do a decent job with connecting you with flights and whatnot. There could be a service charge, so keep that in mind when you are booking through them. I have never encountered that, but just keep that in mind. Another program they have is their cruise privilege program. Never really ever done that. You have to go through their website or their platinum travel service. Never used it, never have really tried it, but you apparently will get a stateroom credit if you use that service. Delta Private Jets is another benefit this Amex Platinum card has. It's at a 20% discount for commercial flights. Being strictly middle class, I have never used this. This card, like a number of travel credit cards, comes with a global entry or TSA pre-check credit. So every 4.5 years, you're able to go ahead and use that credit to pretty much skip the line for TSA. I have used this for this card, and it was a huge benefit. It was very, very, very worth it. Every time I go to the airport, I'm able to skip the line. Now, keep in mind with TSA Pre that it's not always going to be on your ticket, but when it is, it's very, very helpful. A great benefit as well is the Hilton Honors and Marriott Honors enrollment status. So basically, you're going to get gold for both programs, which does very, very well if you stay at either of the hotels. Being gold, you can get late checkouts, or you can. It's just kind of a nice bonus for going to hotels. So that is a bonus. Like I said, I wouldn't use this card for hotels, but getting that gold status just for having the card is nice. I've stayed at both Marriott and Hilton properties. They mentioned an in-circle thing. You have to enroll your Amex Platinum into that once you receive that in-circle points. It is for purchases at certain stores, so just keep that in mind, but you have to enroll your card. They mentioned that you can pay with membership reward points, which is true. If you decide to get your bonus, you can use these on a number of sites. One example is Amazon, but that's not really worth your points. It's much more worth it to use your points for flights. So I typically don't use that benefit, but it is there if you need it so that you can pay for some of your transactions for points. This card, if you travel overseas, there are no foreign transaction fees. I have used it overseas and have had no issue. I'm not usually charged anything extra for using the card. Platinum Destination Vacations is another thing that they mentioned, something I've never used. I think it's kind of more expensive if you book through their website, but they say that you'll get a discount. Never have tried it or used it. They have a global assist hotline. This is used if you need emergencies. I've never used that. Another thing that's just kind of interesting. They have a premium roadside assistant on this card. Definitely worth it. So I have an older vehicle. So typically every once in a while the thing will break down, and for 4 times a year, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can use this card to have it towed up to 10 miles, which is great. They'll winch it, they'll jump start it, do flats, and they'll also do a lockout service for the vehicle. And if you run out of gas, they will provide 2 gallons of fuel, but before you think, oh, I'm going to get free fuel, they will make you charge for that. So just 10-mile tow, that has been phenomenal. 4 times a year, which is great. Keep in mind, some vehicles are not covered, such as rental cars, motorcycles, and taxi cabs when you're using that benefit. Another great benefit to this card is the premium Uber benefit. So every single month, you're going to get $15 in cash for Uber, which is great. I use this for basically riding around. That Uber credit does work well. It also works with Uber Eats. So if you want to get like a decent meal, like a small pizza or something every month, this card will pay for that, which is great. And then in the month of December, that amount goes up to $35 for that month. So that's a great bonus. That's definitely a meal and a half for most things, which is great. Just watch those takeout fees. So that is another really great benefit of this card, is those Uber benefits. Another thing this card comes with is the Priority Pass, which gets you access to a number of lounges, or I know that it'll offer you a certain credit for certain airports where you can go in there and get a credit at certain airports to use it for food discounts around the area. Really, really good. Another great thing. A big complaint lately, though, what they've been saying with Priority Pass is that the lounges are pretty crowded. So keep that in mind, and you have to be 21 or older to enter the Priority Pass lounges. The Platinum offers a return protection. With return protection, it's 90 days up to $300 per item, $1,000 per year. It also offers a Saks credit with the Platinum. This is kind of a very interesting thing that they've added recently. So you're going to get a $50 statement credit that you can use July through basically December, and then from January to June you'll have another credit. So it's $100 total every year. It's kind of like the Uber credit. You get it, except this one's for 6 months. You got to use it, and you can spend it on their website or at the actual Saks store. Most things are pretty pricey there, but there is a discount list, so I've found that helpful. There's also a benefit called ShopRunner. That benefit is basically 2 days shipping at a number of stores. I'm not going to run through those right now. If you want to see which stores, you can go ahead and check the AMX website. Something I've not really used in the past, but it is there. Another really important thing about this card is it is not actually a credit card. This card is a charge card, so you have to pay your balance off every month in full to use this card. One of the lounges I forgot to mention, one of the best lounges, is the Centurion Lounges that they have. So on top of all the other lounges, Priority Pass, Delta Lounges, Airspace Lounges, there is the Centurion Lounge. This lounge is usually a little higher class. There's usually a meal available and maybe even a massage. Another thing they offer is a pretty comprehensive year-end summary. I think it's one of the better ones of all the credit card companies. They break them down in great categories at the end of the year, so you can see each one of those. Moving right along to some of the other benefits, they have baggage insurance, which is $3,000 a year for high risk and $1,000 for secondary. They have extended warranty up to $10,000 for 2 years. Purchase protection up to $10,000 for 120 days, and that's secondary. Also, if you were going to have a family member get a gold card, that gold card would be free since you have the AMX Platinum, so there is no fee for gold cards, which is really nice. The new gold charge card that came out is a really great card. I might do a review on that one later on. You also get this departure magazine, and they say it's 7 times a year, but I don't believe it's that many times. I believe it's more like 4 times a year. You get this magazine full of ads, and it's very colorful. It doesn't really amount to much. There's also a travel collection website. Never have used it. It basically is for showing experiences or something like that. Not really anything I've really looked into or I've tried to access. With all those great benefits, that kind of rolls up our AMX Platinum card. If you guys have questions, go ahead and write them in the comments below. As always, there's 3 ways to help our channel. Way number 1 is you can like and subscribe to this channel. Way number 2 is you can use our referral links in the description below if you're going to get this card and help us out that way. That does benefit our channel. Way number 3 is you can write a comment below and be a subscriber and get entered in that Amazon gift card for $25. All you got to do is leave a comment below and we will pick the winner on the next credit card video. Like I said on the last one, there were no comments, so I couldn't pick a winner for that video. That was our basically Chase Freedom card. So we'll see if we have any comments this time around, and that's another top-notch video. We'll see you guys next time.